Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more Naval Action. Today we've got a little matchup, it's something a bit different. We're playing in a yacht, and we're joined by a privateer, going up against a brig and a lynx. Now, I've skipped the early part of the game, we were quite far apart, and nothing's really happened, apart from one minor hit to my forward armour. We've decided that we're going to focus the lynx here at this point. We've decided we're going to focus the brig, try and take them out. They've been doing some excellent manoeuvring, just running away, shooting back at us, running away, shooting back. And this is the dangerous point, because we're not going to be able to get too close to them without having to take serious damage. I've probably made a slight mistake here. I've set myself up to double shot, not really aiming to take too many shots at them from distance. Got a bit of an issue here where our ally hasn't really committed. He wanted to get really close in, which is fine, but he keeps kind of turning, even though he's got cannonades equipped, so he's not going to do too much from this range. I can't really go much further without running into him, so I have to pull back at this point and avoid and cut in behind him so I don't run into him. I've still got the double shot loaded sillily, so I'm not able to hit those ships at this range, as I've only got like 4-pound cannons equipped on the yacht. It's a slightly uneven matchup. They've got a lynx and a brig to our yacht and privateer, but we will try and make the most of it this match. I feel I really should have switched up to basic cannons and taken some shots with them at that, but I had thought we'd be going in a little bit stronger, and I didn't expect them to kite as much with the heavier ship in the brig class. Just testing the range, it's like not even close. I need to get much closer before I even stand a chance of hitting them. Meanwhile, their lynx is laying some excellent hits on me. Looks like it's just standard shot for the moment. I'm just trying to judge how close I can get, and can I actually get behind my ally here without losing too much speed. I'm just going to have to wait for him to pass me. Now, we've already discussed our plan was to go after the brig, and the brig is going to have none of that. It sees us coming and is just like pecking away at our sails, tearing them up, and using its range to its advantage. It's unfortunate that we were both such close range, we were set up for such close range engagements. However, these things will happen. I also forgot to mention my pump has actually taken a really good hit at this point, so it's not going to be effective for most of the game, and as a result I end up being quite careful with how I use my repairs, possibly a little too conservative, as I didn't really want to be switching into survival mode. I was much more concerned with making sure I didn't take on water, which I think serves me fairly well. Yeah, I'm just going to take a few little pot shots off at their lynx, but I'm still not close enough. Vendetta taking a little bit of damage there. Not the ideal situation, really, pursuing a larger ship when you're not right on their tail, trying to get into that position. And he decides that he's going to pursue the lynx, breaking off pursuit from the brig. I decide to follow him and support him in this action, rather than separate us. This is probably arguably a mistake. I feel, in hindsight, that I should be able to go back that I should have been able to go and engage the brig, and it would have benefited us far more than both of us trying to chase this lynx. Keeping in mind, of course, our sails have taken damage and the lynxes have not. A little bit of a hit, it's alright. Not the worst, not the best, but anything is better than nothing. So we're pursuing this guy. Just gonna hold off on the brig for a moment. Though I need to get much closer, far sooner than expected. Otherwise this is not going to go too well for us. Going for a bit of a long shot here. Just falling short. And unfortunately I do try to wait for the kick up the boat, and only am able to get one shot off that actually hits. Just waiting for my boat to tilt enough, or my ship I should say, to tilt enough to get a decent shot in. And now he presents me with a perfect opportunity as he passes me on my port side. Good number of hits there. And by him as well, I think only one miss. And we're back on to pursuing the brig, trying to get into his reasonably blind spot. I think the brig has stern chasers. Vendetta getting some lovely shots across the bow there. Stern, rather. Getting all my terminology mixed up today. I prepare to receive incoming fire, a full broadside from the brig. But I'm willing to chance it if it gives me an opportunity to open fire on his rear. But he turns away from me. The lynx is just peppering me little shots, piece by piece, chipping away at my hull. Meanwhile, Vendetta's taking a massive pounding from the 6-pound guns on the brig. He's getting some small shots off, but he's equipped with cannonades and they aren't going to be able to do anything with that gap. He does need to get back in there. I'm looking wistfully at the lynx, wishing that I could get him at range, but I'm really saving my double shot for the brig. Not wanting to miss an opportunity, though in hindsight probably could have changed the shot, gotten a shot off and changed back in the time it takes me to catch up with the brig and fire off my port side shots. However, it has been a long time since I've played with the smaller ships, and it's a matter of getting used to them again and used to the movement. It's great to play them, but it's very different to playing with larger ships. Alright, we finally had the opportunity. Vendetta overshot just a little bit, but it has slowed the brig down enough. We can get some decent shots on him. Going for the rudder there. And of course the stern is some of the weakest armour on the ship, and it will enable shots to travel through the vessel and damage the armour on the port and starboard sides. Swing myself round here, aiming to fire off my starboard shots. Almost a collision between the privateer and the brig, but not quite. Vendetta just slinking out behind him and able to get a decent set of shots off on his stern. Sadly, he sinks. He's taken a lot of hits and went down very, very quickly. Now I have to make the decision of whether I'm going to focus my efforts on the Lynx or the brig. Ultimately, I decide to go for the brig, simply because the Lynx is actually just too fast for me. I'm missing quite a bit of my sails at this point. Well, not quite a bit, but enough that it's making a difference. And I don't want to take the time to shoot his sails to slow him down to have my sails shot, or just flat out to be sunk by the brig, so I decided to try and put myself in a position where I can maintain the brig's tail and try to avoid as many shots as possible. I'm also repairing myself before I have a chance to take on water. I'm just really focusing on trying to remain afloat and not have to go into survival mode. I want those sailors on deck. I want them manning the sails. I want them adjusting the masts and gibbets and all the good naval terminology. And yet there are those stern chasers on the brig. they were hitting me rather well. And that damage pump, I just can't afford to take too many hits. And it's amazing just how different it is piloting those larger ships. As we can see here, I'm not optimizing the movements of my one sail as best I could, and it's causing me a few problems. I was a little worried that he was just going to overrun me there, but he didn't. Instead, he just decided to shoot me. And for the most part, this ends up working out fairly well. I can repeatedly strike at the rear section of the brig, and the Lynx isn't going to do too much damage to me. I mean, it's still pecking away at me, but it was doing that before. And I can maintain my speed with the brig and cutting across its stern multiple times, whereas I really did not feel that I'd be able to do so against the Lynx and survive the bombardment of the brig. I feel I should probably point that out. I was hoping that I'd be able to avoid more of these shots than I actually did. Overall, though, I feel that this has worked out for as best I could. I'm just making the best of a bad situation, one little yacht against a brig and a Lynx. It's most unfortunate that when we switched targets, we weren't able to do more damage to the Lynx, and I got away with some very lucky misses there by the brig. Some of his shots just not connecting against my much smaller vessel. I'm really trying to use my size to my advantage here and just not take the extreme hits that I might otherwise take if I was, well, to do what I've just done here, actually present my side. Something I really, really wanted to avoid in this conflict. Probably should have swung myself round sooner, but I didn't feel I would make it in a timely fashion, and instead decided just to do as much damage as possible with the yacht, get my damage stats up a little bit on it. Eventually I will do enough damage to get to the Santa Sima, which is, I think, 150,000 damage, and then 180,000 and 180,000. So, quite a lot. I'll be bringing you some play with the Trincomalee over the next day or two to show that off, and occasionally I'll be coming back to play some of these smaller ships. For reasons including the fact that they actually do have much shorter games overall, and that I do enjoy playing them immensely. In general, I've just been really impressed with Naval Action. It's great. The physics in it are decent. The ships are absolutely beautifully modelled. All the, the effects, the ocean, even the skyboxes, the lighting, it's just gorgeous. Now we're entering the final stages now. Once again, another close call, but he ends up swinging away from me just in time. My ship's on its last legs. Too much water, no repair kits, half working pump. I'm just hoping to inflict a little bit of damage on them, but he outmaneuvers me completely. Yes, he takes a few shots, but those shots aren't going to be fatal. And there's also the fact that he's really trying to avoid me. He doesn't want me getting too close. Because what I'm really trying to do in this last stage is just get on board. I'm just desperately hoping that we can get close enough together for this to work in my favour. And, well, I do get to board him, but ultimately I'm not going to have enough crew to take him. Well everyone, thanks very much for watching. As always, it's been Death Stimulator. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know. And if you want, please consider liking, commenting, favouriting or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. And I'll see you all next time.